At Kubifora, wind, water and stone divide a living mosaic. High spirals of vultures promise flesh and conflict shaped by heat. A small Paranthropus boisei family reads the sky map. Their juvenile carries clustered swellings with tiny breathing pits. Itching steals attention. Moving air and bare rock must reclaim it. Myiasis turns skin into habitat. In moist shade, larvae breathe through pinholes. On the windward edge of reeds, fine mud is lifted and pressed over each opening. A thin pattern cools the skin and, more importantly, denies air below. Minutes of sealing quiet the movement beneath the surface. Approach is upwind and angled. Formation keeps a clear lane back to stone. One to cut, one to strike, one to kill. A brief opening appears as vultures quarrel. Timing narrows with every wing beat overhead, and with each stride of runners tightening the outer ring. Work shifts to height. On a flat, gnarled slab, clean blows open the shaft. Pale marrow gleams against dark rock. Portions are sized for hands and teeth to move, not to feast. Brief, high tasks shorten exposure, thin the flies, and turn speed into safety. With air denied under clay, larvae slow. Measured pressure lifts a pale grub cleanly from the skin. Relief is immediate but incomplete. After removal, friction is the new enemy. A whisper-thin film of damp clay quiets irritated edges so attention can return to wind, ground, and distance. Begins before birds lift. Dews slick rock shortens stride and deepens care. Tools pass hand to hand so feet can mind the edges. Thin clay is renewed where straps of muscle rub. When a raptor lowers, silhouettes cluster and rise. Small bodies gathered into one that looks too heavy to lift. Height composes control, airflow, sight, and time. Cooperation converts slope into sequence, tools traveling first, hips and hands following. Dust threads cut lines of sight, hooves borrow a predator's eyes for heartbeats. Two ledges gained in that blink widen safety into strategy. Water writes hazards in curves, bends hold old jaws, clear, shallow margins show the safe line. Crossings stitch stone to stone, fast, light steps keep surfaces untroubled and silent. Drink comes as careful sips, never as anchors, and always with eyes on the darker water. Heat raises dust that blurs both scent and sight. A thin devil of grit becomes a moving veil. In its moment, roots bend toward higher air. Elsewhere, old burn scars harden into lanes. Herds, zebra or great bovids, draw mobile screens, their paths confirming firmer ground and longer breath. Value is sometimes cached, not carried. A shallow pocket in basalt, wedged with a dry twig and brushed with sand, hides small stores above teeth and noses. Later, a careful unseal returns them to hands without noise. Energy moves as parcels that travel, not promises left behind. Evening grants cooler skin and longer sightlines. Below, hyenas claim the open and the cat concedes to shade. On a windy rim, bodies tuck into stone. Watch rotates without words. Mass in flight polices the slope. Height and airflow narrow what can approach in the dark. Passing shower rewrites physics. Clay turns slick and ground softens. High stone keeps steps under control. Work stays brief and elevated. When the sun returns, burn scars harden again into after-rain highways. Weather adds quick protein. Winged insects free for the taking, costless to time and risk. Pursuers read the same map. Chasmoporthetes probe the margins for soft footing. A saber-toothed cat waits in cover to spend power once. Sharp, gritty ground taxes pads and steals stealth. A single thrown cobble buys hesitation. Bare stone and uneven ledges turn chase into shadowing. Edge and mass decide value. A heavy river cobble breaks, a naturally sharp flake, tested against dry grass, pries and slices. On rough basalt, tendons give, joints part, and a limb that travels is freed. Dense, soft calories, marrow and scraps of fat favour those who cannot chew long. By day's end, the spiral in the sky unravels. Wind, dry stone, and careful hands have turned a parasite's cost, and the predator's reach into survivable math. Step by step, Paranthropus boisei carries value to height, holds it through weather and watchers, and writes endurance into the mosaic of this plain.